What is up, my frosty brethren? My name is Arctic, and today I'm bringing you guys a Destiny gameplay talking specifically about the Gunslinger Hunter class. I spent the last week utilizing the class in the Crucible, specifically on the Iron Banner, so it was even more interesting. If you guys have not paid attention for the last 4 weeks, each week I've chosen a different class and gone into the Crucible and tried to whoop people's asses. For the most part, I succeeded in whooping folks' butts, but the Gunslinger, I had some preconceived notions specifically about why people are using it so much. I'd say the top 100 players, and I had some preconceived notions about the golden gun being on the receiving end of it. Just hasn't been fun, but issuing out golden tiers has been great. So I got a couple golden tiers myself. But I'll talk about the super here towards the end of the video. Now, talking broadly about the Hunter, I love the grenades. Well, I should say I love the trip mine grenade. The incendiary is nice. It's a decent grenade. Swarm is just absolutely awful. But the trip mine grenade is like a thinking man's grenade. And what I mean by that is if you take like the arc bolt or the flame bolt or the action bolt and you throw those down, they kind of do the work for you. Trip mines, you have to think about where you're placing them. You have to have excellent map awareness. You have to understand when players are going to push you in order to set them up. And you have to do a good job kind of concealing it, because if you're playing a high level player, they're going to shoot your trip mine. Like if you have a poor placement, they're just going to shoot it. This specific game that you guys are watching, I have a couple really good trip mine placements where I think about, hey, how I'm going to throw it. If a player is at a specific point, how can I get the kill on that guy, and how can I position it so that it's going to activate and get a kill. You guys are going to see that a couple times in this video. I believe on the enemy guardian Midday, I believe is his name, during this gameplay. So I have to give my hats off to the trip mine, because it was one of the grenades that I actually loved because of how much it made me think about the game. From a map awareness standpoint and placement. Very, very good in that regard. Now, talking about the melee, the throwing knife. Oh, I was not a fan. I'm going to just tell you guys, I had someone call me out on one of my live gameplays about the throwing knife and saying that I didn't utilize it a whole lot. And he's 100% correct. I didn't find the throwing knife to be very effective or efficient. I thought the damage was very underwhelming. I didn't have a consistent feel for what the trajectory was. I mean, I knew if I threw it, I'd hit some people. I've probably thrown it maybe like 200 times, right? And I don't feel like I got over maybe 20 kills with it for sure. I had a couple setup kills because of it, but in terms of just pure kills from it, nah, not a whole lot. And when I got hits on people, especially in the body or high neck, is where I tended to hit people, it just wasn't dealing the damage that I wanted. So I kind of gravitated away from it. Now, one thing I will say that kind of infuriated me with using it was that its activation time, when people would come within a certain vicinity where you expect them to throw the knife, sometimes it would activate the throwing knife, and that would completely throw off your game. There's one specific instance I remember. I was playing Twilight Gap, a Titan running at me with a shotgun. I got him down to no health, no shield, and he probably had half of his health, basically. He comes running up around this corner. I'm like, oh, easy melee kill. Throw out the melee. No, it's not a melee. It's a throwing knife. The guy turns on me because I wasted an animation frame. Shotgun kill. He gets the kill, and I'm salty. That's not fun. That's not fun, and that probably happened about 10 times, roughly, in 200 matches. So every time it happens, you remember it, and every time it happened, it made me not want to use the throwing knife. So yes, underutilized the throwing knife. Haven't figured it out. Probably won't, because I don't think I'm going to pick the Gunslinger long term, but we'll see. One specific ability that really stuck out to me was Chain of Woe, mainly because it called to my specific playstyle. If you guys have seen my gameplay, I absolutely love the sniper, and if I'm hitting headshots, which on occasion I get hot and it seems like I can't miss a headshot, having the ability to quickly reload if I empty a clip is fantastic. And of all the abilities that I've used across all the classes, this is the only one that has really stuck out to me for my specific playstyle. Everything else has been good, or I've kind of gamed it so that I can get it to work in my favor. But this is the first one where I've been like, yes, I like this. I really like this. So that's that one ability. Now, the golden gun. Let's talk about the golden gun. The golden gun, I think for the most part, is why there are so many hunters in the top, I don't know, 1,000 or so, top 100 PvP breakdown. It is challenging to use in that you have to time it well, but outside of that, it is absolutely easy mode in terms of supers. I've used every single super now, and the golden gun is by far the easiest one to use in order to get some guaranteed kills. And I think the reason that it's so easy is because in a situation where you might miss your shot, and I think everyone is at this point has used the hand cannon, so you kind of understand the shooting mechanics and how accurate you have to be most of the time. You can be nowhere on the enemy player. You can shoot in their vicinity and it will give you the kill. It will just give it to you. You can shoot in their vicinity. I mean, there are some very blatant shots that I have missed. Just completely like they're in the area, but it's like to the left, to the right, and it'll give me the kill. And I'm just like, I'm sitting there like, wow, did it just give me? I can't tell you guys how many times that happened on stream when I shot a shot and I'd say, did it just give me that kill? Okay, I'll take it, and I continue moving on. So from a standpoint of using all the classes to this point, being pretty neutral on my feelings about abilities affecting gameplay, this is the one that upsets me the most because of how freaking easy it is to get a kill with the golden gun. It is like a cakewalk. Run around, just aim at people in the general area and get a kill, and I'm just like, wow, like I said, just blown away by the amount of auto aim on that golden gun. So if you're a hunter and you want to get defensive about someone, feeling salty, I'm sorry, I can't back you up. I can't back you up on that one. I feel like after using it and using every single subclass and class, you guys got it easy. You got it easy. So I just want to let that be known. That this is the first time I'm acknowledging an ability actually affecting the outcome of a game, because it certainly is very powerful and certainly very easy to use. Now, that being said, I think the normal spec out for everything else is pretty obvious. I went recovery, speed. I don't remember what they are specifically off the top of my head. Had a blast playing the Gunslinger. Iron Bandit was certainly challenging before I got everything unlocked. And as I progressed, got my trip mines, got triple jump, got some things unlocked. I think things went a lot smoother in terms of how I wanted to play. Like I said, I had a good time. I don't see myself playing the Gunslinger. I would probably go Blade Dancer or Sunsinger. Those are the two classes that I walked away with after this experiment, and really enjoyed their playing mechanics. Very interested to see what you guys want me to do next. At this point, I feel like I've exhausted everything there is to do in Destiny's PvP. I don't know if I'm on my last legs, but I'm certainly like, I don't know what else to do at this point. I've gone through, I feel like I have a pretty in-depth and sound knowledge of the game, so I'll probably be working on some like tips and tactics videos at this point. This is about the time I started doing that for Gears of War after I played that game enough. I feel like I have a knowledge of the game that I want to share with you guys, and hopefully it'll help you out. So if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a like, subscribe if you haven't already. Please also give me some suggestions on what I should do in PvP. Very interested in hearing that. And until the next time, folks, I will catch you all later. Stay frosty.